Hello everyone and welcome to today's reading of Sea Mysteries. Today's chapter, Who Found America? Most of us are familiar with the story of Christopher Columbus's historic voyage from Spain to the shores of America in 1492. He bravely defied dire warnings that, by setting a continuous course to the west across the Atlantic, he and his ships would fall off the edge of the world or be consumed by savage sea monsters. Instead of meeting such a fate, he actually opened up the route to the New World, although he thought at first that it was the East Indies. Columbus is therefore looked upon as the person who discovered the vast continents of North and South America. But is this claim true? There is evidence that other people visited this New World long before Columbus. Some archaeologists believe that the earliest sea voyages to these continents were made by the Chinese and Japanese, crossing the Pacific as long ago as 3000 BC. They have uncovered Japanese-style pottery of that period in the coastal regions of Ecuador. Several sculptures, seemingly of Buddhist idols, have also been unearthed in South America and have been dated at around 2000 BC. Similarly, could ancient Mediterranean peoples such as the skilled seagoing Phoenicians and Carthaginians have successfully made the perilous journey across the Atlantic? The philosophers Plato and Aristotle both wrote of a marvelous and mysterious overseas land first visited by the Phoenicians in 1000 BC and kept a closely guarded secret for trade purposes. Other legends describe thrilling voyages across a vast ocean beyond the Pillars of Hercules to lands of great riches. One of these, dating from 500 BC, describes a voyage through slow-moving waters which sound similar to those of the Sargasso Sea. No breeze drives the ships, so dead is the wind of this sluggish sea. There is much seaweed among the waves. It holds back the ships. Perhaps the strangest claim concerns Saint Brendan, an Irish monk who is said to have set sail for the land promised to the saints in a 12-meter wooden boat covered with oxhide in the year 540 AD. Details of the voyage are recorded in a 10th century Latin manuscript. This tells of how Brendan and his 14 colleagues set sail from Ireland on a northerly course and passed floating towers of crystal, sailed through thick fogs, came across strange sea creatures, and landed on 2 small islands before reaching their promised land. Was this land North America? Although many of the details contained in the story seem incredible, it is thought that Brendan did actually make such a voyage. Some experts believe that his route took him to Greenland, the Newfoundland banks, and the small island of Labrador. He then skirted the coast of North America, stopped off at an island in the Bahamas, and ended up in the area we now know as Florida. We may never know for sure whether Brendan's epic travels really took him across the Atlantic, but it does now seem certain that another legendary sea journey was based on fact. The Norse sagas, written in the mid-14th century, tell of the dramatic adventures of the heroic Viking leader Leif Erikson. Around the year 1000 AD, he led a convoy of Norse ships on a spectacular journey that took in Iceland, Greenland, and finally North America. The description of the geography, climate and wildlife of the new land contained in the Norse sagas match those of Newfoundland. Recently, a stone village dating back to Viking times has been discovered in northern Newfoundland. Could this village be the physical proof that Leif Erikson led the Vikings to America? The question of who really did first sail the seas to discover America may never be answered with certainty. Columbus may have sailed the ocean blue in 1492 to set foot in the New World, but perhaps he was only following in the wake of a string of skillful navigators and valiant explorers who had made the journeys before him. Well, quite the mystery, isn't it? Anyway, that's all for today. See you next time. See ya!